Good morning, Cullman. Thank you for joining us on Cullman Today. I'm your host, Christine Wiggins, and today is Monday, December 1st. Coming up on Cullman Today, not even 24 hours after Auburn's Iron Bowl loss, the Tigers have a new head coach, why Alex Golesh is the offensive mind Auburn is betting on, and Cullman Police are gearing up to give local kids a Christmas shopping spree, how Shop with a Cop works, and how you can help. Plus, Ave Maria Grotto is glowing again for the holidays. Coming up, what's new at this year's Christmas at the Grotto and why visitors say it feels like a peaceful escape. All this plus sports, weather, and more. Now let's take a closer look at the top stories happening in Cullman today. Auburn has its new leader on the sideline. Alex Golesh, long considered one of college football's brightest offensive minds, has been named the 33rd head coach in Tiger history. He comes to the Plains after a 3-year rebuild at South Florida, where the Bulls piled up 23 wins, went 9-3 this season, and turned one of the nation's worst stretches into back-to-back winning years and bowl victories. Under Golesh, USF's offense has been explosive, averaging more than 35 points and 450 yards per game, and ranking number 2 nationally in total offense and number 5 in scoring this season. Before that, he helped engineer Tennessee's offensive transformation, taking the Vols from near the bottom of the FBS to number 1 in total offense in 2022, and coaching stars like Hendon Hooker and Jalen Hyatt. Golesh, a former Ohio State assistant, has been a Broyles Award finalist and is widely viewed as a rising coach. Auburn is banking on his tempo, creativity, and recruiting track record to jumpstart the Tigers in the SEC. The Cullman Police Department is getting ready to roll out its 12th annual Shop with a Cop event on Saturday, December 13th, giving local kids a Christmas they won't forget. Officers will meet the children at Chick-fil-A that morning, then caravan over to Walmart, where each child will have roughly $500 to $700 to spend on gifts, depending on how much money is raised and how many kids are on the list. Most participants are referred through Brooks Place, with a few added based on officer recommendations. This year's roster is already full at about a dozen children, but CPD hopes to sponsor more if donations keep coming in. After shopping, everyone heads back to Chick-fil-A for lunch with the officers, turning the morning into a chance to build trust and connect one-on-one. CPD typically raises $9,000 to $12,000 for Shop with a Cop and is sitting at about $8,500 so far. Anyone who wants to help can donate or get more information by contacting the department at 256-734-1434 or stopping by headquarters at 601 2nd Avenue Northeast in Cullman. Christmas lights, folk art, and a little peace and quiet. Ave Maria Grotto is glowing again this season. Annabelle Howes will take us inside Christmas at the Grotto and show you what's new for year 7.
Christmas at the Grotto has officially returned for its 7th year, welcoming visitors to a peaceful, artistic, and spiritually centered holiday experience at Ave Maria Grotto. What began as a small lighting experiment in 2019 has grown into a major seasonal tradition, expanding each year with new features and displays. The event has featured a towering star, nativity scenes, Santa visits, Johnny's barbecue, and horse-drawn wagon rides, with many of these highlights returning during the special weekend of December 12th and 13th. The display is created almost entirely by director Roger Steele, his wife, and their son, who spend several weeks installing lighting, electrical infrastructure, and decorations designed to enhance the Grotto's nationally recognized folk art. New additions this year include backlit metal cutouts of trees and deer placed along the exit ramp, as well as a new indoor art show for visitors seeking a break from the cold. Organizers say many guests return year after year for the sense of calm and reflection the Grotto offers, making it a meaningful stop for those seeking both beauty and peace during the holiday season. This has been Annabelle Howes with Cullman Today.
And that's all for our top stories this morning. Coming up, Addison pushes top-ranked Wadley to the wire in the 1A semifinal. Sports is next. Welcome back. The sixth-ranked Addison Bulldogs fell just short of a trip to the Class 1A state championship, dropping a 22-14 heartbreaker to top-ranked Wadley Friday night at A.G. Hicks Stadium. What many expected to be a runaway turned into a hard-hitting classic and a tale of two halves, with Wadley building a 14-0 lead before halftime and Addison storming back after the break. An onside kick to open the third quarter sparked the rally, and quarterback Elijah Roberts hit big throws to Michael Lee and Scout Flynn to cut the deficit, then found Trenton Burns for the tying score early in the fourth to make it 14-all. Addison's defense repeatedly stuffed Auburn commit Jaquez Wilkes on fourth down, but turnovers in the red zone kept the Dogs from pulling in front. Wadley finally broke the tie with a long run by Cortavian Lynch and a short Wilkes score late in the fourth. Roberts finished with 151 passing yards and 83 rushing as Addison outgained Wadley through the air and matched their physicality all night. Addison closes 12-2 with region and county titles, a semifinal berth, and most of its roster returning for 2026. And that wraps up sports for today. Coming up next, Alabama Beekeepers Symposium is buzzing into Wallace State. Plus, Lake Guntersville's bald eagles are turning 40 into a milestone year. Welcome back. Now it's time to speed things up with a news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. The 31st Annual Alabama Beekeepers Symposium is buzzing back to Wallace State Community College's School of Nursing and Center for Science in Hanceville on Saturday, February 7, 2026. Check-in starts at 8 a.m. with sessions from 8:30 to 4:30. Registration is $45 through February 1st, then $55, and includes lunch and refreshments. A separate Welsh honey judging workshop runs Friday, February 6th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. with a Welsh honey show added to this year's lineup. Keynote speakers include honeybee toxicology expert Cameron Jack and apiculture specialist John Zavislik. Attendees can choose from beginner, management, DIY, and journeyman tracks covering hive survival, pests like varroa, and turning beekeeping into a business. Vendors will be on site with gear, supplies, and pre-order pickup to help beekeepers save on shipping. Falkville is gearing up for a big holiday weekend with Christmas in the Park on Sunday, December 7th, and the town's 3rd annual Christmas parade on Monday, December 8th. Christmas in the Park starts at 4 p.m. at Jack McCaig Park, with Santa arriving at 3 for photos, kids' crafts, letters to Santa, a Christmas tree story time, a lit town tree, and tinsel trail, plus sweet snacks and hot chocolate from the Community Pride volunteers. The town will also present its Make a Difference Awards to recognize local service. On Monday night, the Christmas parade rolls out at 7 p.m. from South Park, looping through downtown along US 31 with a Reason for the Season theme, floats, bands, and community entries. Lineup starts at 6:30, and anyone wanting to enter a float or vehicle can find registration details at falkville.org. The Little Free Library nonprofit started in St. Paul, Minnesota, but its impact reaches all the way to Cullman. The idea is simple: small, volunteer-run book boxes that give neighbors around-the-clock access to free books and help boost reading in communities that need it most. You've probably seen them at places like Heritage Park, Art Park, and the Cullman County Public Library, with more popping up across town. Each one runs on a take a book, leave a book model, so gently used books from your shelf can go right back into the community. To find the boxes closest to you, you can pull up the Little Free Library map online or download the app, type in your location, and see every participating box in and around Cullman. An overflow crowd is expected as Eagle Awareness Weekends celebrate their 40th anniversary at Lake Guntersville State Park in January. The programs run January 23rd through 25th and January 30th through February 1st, 2026, honoring founding naturalist Linda Reynolds and Alabama State Park's chief naturalist Renee Rainey, who first attended as a college student. What started as a simple winter eagle watch has grown into 2 weekends with live raptor shows, guided eagle safaris, early morning viewing sessions, and conservation talks on Alabama's bald eagle comeback. Today, eagles nest in all 67 counties. Weekend packages include lodging, some meals, programs, and guided tours, but space is limited. Details and reservations are available now at alapark.com, with day pass information expected in December. And that's your 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Now for a quick break before we look at the weather and pay our respects with obituaries. I'll be right back after this quick message. Let's take a moment to pause and remember those who have lost their lives this week. Mary Hendrick Johnson, 93 of Cullman, passed away on Thursday, November 27th. Graveside service will be held at 11 a.m. on Wednesday, December 3rd at Rimlap Community Cemetery, with burial following at the cemetery. Glenda Lou Hyatt Knight Watts, 87 of Cullman, passed away Saturday, November 29th. Visitation will be held Tuesday, December 2nd from 10 to 11 a.m. at Eastside Baptist Church, with funeral service following. A graveside service will be held afterward at New Hope No. 2 Baptist Church in Holly Pond. Morgan Amber Shirley, 29 of Montevallo, passed away Tuesday, November 25th. A memorial service will be held Saturday, December 6th at 2 p.m. in the Moss Service Funeral Home Chapel. Visitation will be held at 1 p.m. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their friends and families. Now let's take a look at your weather forecast. Today we can expect a cool gray Monday with rain likely, mainly after mid-afternoon, and a high near 49, so you'll want to grab the coat and umbrella before you head out. Tonight the rain really settles in with a soaking chilly rain and a low around 34. By the time this system moves out, we could easily see close to an inch of rainfall, so watch for some soggy spots on the roads. Tomorrow, a few lingering showers are possible early. Then we stay mostly cloudy and cold with highs only in the low 40s. Tomorrow night, skies finally start to clear out, but it turns downright frigid. Lows drop into the low 20s. A good night to crank up the heat and keep the cocoa close. And that wraps up today's edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for sharing your morning with us. And remember to stay connected by following us on social media and visiting CullmanTribune.com for the latest from our community. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. Until then, I'm Christine Wiggins with Cullman Today. Have a great day, Cullman.